What's up everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at a recent discovery that claims to purport the location of Cleopatra's tomb. And I've never really looked too much into Cleopatra or Marc Antony. I think it was Marc Antony was his name. I mean, I've always been relatively interested in ancient Western history, the Romans, Greeks, Plato, Socrates, stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I never really got too interested in Egyptology and studying about the pyramids. I mean, if I watched like a History Channel documentary or something, that was one thing. But I've actually looked up the writings of Socrates and the Stoics and Marcus Aurelius. I just find them to be personally interesting. But I didn't realize, that Cleopatra was actually like 18 when she ascended to the throne, and I guess she had a child with Julius Caesar, which this woman lived a crazy life. And she was 39, I believe, when she died. So from the time of 18 to 39, she lived such a monumental life that I could barely even imagine to comprehend the type of things that she did and accomplished. And the same thing with those around her. From this article that we're going to take a look about the supposed discovery of the location of the tomb, they mentioned that, according to, I guess, legend, she, when she went to visit Marc Antony, because I guess what happened, the current, it might have been Octavian or something, he made Marc Antony marry his sister, not Marc Antony's own sister, but Octavian's sister, in order to prove allegiance to the Roman Empire. And I guess once Marc Antony saw Cleopatra, because she came into the port or something with like silver oars and like a golden boat, and like all of her I guess servants dressed as like what are those little oh man, I'm totally blanking what they're called, like cheobs or something, the cherub, those little like Cupid kind of looking dudes. And so I guess Marc Antony just, like, at that moment, he just instantly was seduced by her and fell in love with her. And I was like, wow, that's just crazy to me for that guy to be like that head over heels. Because think about all the stuff that this guy's gone through and everything, and then just that one instantaneous moment, boom, he's just locked onto her. So I was like, wow. And another thing that I've heard about Cleopatra over the years is that I've heard many people say that she wasn't that beautiful, she wasn't that good looking, but it was just all about her charisma and her power that allured so many people. And part of me just wonders if that's like a bad rap that she was maybe given because people were jealous of her. Like, I don't really know specifically how she looked, and I'm wondering if this image right here is her. But I really don't know. But so let's go and take a look at the article. You'll notice that I have like my face on the right side of the screen this time, and I'm looking to the left. And the reason why I did that is because I feel like a lot of the information on the right-hand side you can go without reading. But like if I'm going through the article and you want to kind of take a look at something, this might be easier to see. So with that in mind, let's go and take a look here. Let me adjust the mic. All right, so let's see what we got. Archaeologists believe they have found Cleopatra's tomb. One of history's most famous love stories may finally be getting its ending. After more than 2,000 years, archaeologists have teased a key breakthrough in finding Egypt Queen Cleopatra's final resting place, a hidden tomb where she is assumed to have been buried with ill-fated lover Marc Antony after their suicides. So I guess Marc Antony heard, I think I said Marc Antony before, I think that's like a singer, but I guess he heard that she had killed herself, so he killed himself. But then when she got there, because she didn't kill herself, she ended up killing herself because he killed himself thinking that she killed herself, but she didn't kill herself. I made that overly convoluted, that was necessary. But if you followed along, appreciate it. Oh, quick tangent. No, I'm kind of known for these. One reason I haven't posted a video recently is I've been trying to get ready for a test for object-oriented programming, so my brain's been fried. I don't know, I've been playing some Octopath Traveler on the Switch, and unfortunately you can't just stream directly from the Twitch. You have to get like another adapter and do all this stuff, and maybe at some point I might get that set up, but it's a lot more convoluted than would be necessary. So I'm going to try to get some cool topics out so you can find some interesting things out in the world besides all the chaos that's occurring everywhere. The discovery was made during a meticulous dig in Taposiris Magna, a temple honeycombed with hidden passages and tombs on Egypt's Nile Delta, according to the Science Channel. The scientists uncovered an undisturbed tomb decorated in gold leaf that a new documentary suggests could be the answer to the 2,000-year-old mystery of Cleopatra's final resting place in 30 BC. This says like archaeologists digging at Tasoulas and Magna, but there's like nobody here. Look at this thing. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's pretty wild. That's a pretty cool picture, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets that as a tattoo. Their findings revolutionize our understanding of who she was and how she lived, claimed the channel of the finding to be revealed in a 2-hour special, Cleopatra, Sex, Lies, and Secrets. The show follows the team led by Dr. Kathleen Martinez, who describes herself as a Dominican archaeologist in search of Cleopatra and has teased numerous breakthroughs on social media. You know, if this is her, Sally Ann Ashton admires one of the statues of Cleopatra at the launch of a new exhibition at the British Museum in London. So this face here does kind of resemble this here a little bit, so I can kind of see that. That's cool. Cleopatra was the last queen of Egypt, having been crowned at just 18 and is one of history's most famous female rulers. So I wonder what kind of occurred with that, because it seems like humanity goes through a series of epochs where we have female rulers with like kings and queens, like medieval Europe, Cleopatra. There were even some I think like Greek female warriors that from like thousands of years ago. I can't remember the name, but they just stand out because it's not something that you usually hear about that much. So it's kind of a cool topic to explore, I suppose. Yet she is synonymous with the seduction, beauty, and scandal. The Science Channel noted calling her an icon of popular culture and one of the most elusive yet significant female figures in history. As well as the history books, her story is the subject of one of William Shakespeare's greatest works, Antony and Cleopatra, as well as one of Elizabeth Taylor's most iconic big screen performances with 1963's Cleopatra, the most expensive movie of its age. I wish they would take a lot of the budget for like modern movies. I know they use CGI because everything is cheaper and they can make everything I guess quicker and stuff or whatever. But I wish they would just take like whatever budget they're going to spend on that movie to make it that big, expensive expanse of a film, and just use that budget for a smaller film with like analog technology, like old school like effects and props. I just think that's a lot cooler. Like there's something about watching a movie that has actual effects like Excalibur, Star Wars. It just seems more tangible in a way. And imagine what the technology could be like now. 30 years on after those movies came out, and even older. I think Excalibur is like pushing 40 now. So personal opinion there. Even before her tragic love story with Antony, she had a string of historic flings, having married and had a son with Roman Emperor Julius Caesar, according to History.com. After Caesar was murdered in 44 BC, Cleopatra went back to Egypt and was summoned to meet Roman General Antony to explain any role she may have had in the assassination. She supposedly arrived on a golden barge rowed by silver oars, made to look like the goddess Aphrodite as she sat beneath a gilded canopy, fanned by staff dressed as Cupid, according to folklore. Fanned by staff. I mean, they were probably like slaves or at least servants. I don't know about staff. Maybe. Might have been, staff, I guess, because I think there was like an idea that a lot of the individuals that built the pyramids were slaves, but I guess now we're starting to think that they might have actually done that voluntarily. It was like a main source of work back then. Antony was instantly seduced, leading to 3 children and the pair's ultimate downfall. Antony had been forced to prove his loyalty to Caesar's successor as Roman Emperor Octavian by marrying his half-sister Octavia, but soon dumped her to return to Cleopatra in Egypt, history says. Wow. That's the thing about that, like, all of the suffering and the turmoil and everything that they did was out of love. And that's like a common refrain, or a common message throughout literature and throughout history, is that like that giving into that specific temptation just causes so much strife and just turmoil and hurt just from that one instance. And even like the movie Excalibur, that's like a main theme throughout that movie, is just like the giving in of lust and the pursuit of like another person's wife, and this all the chaos and the suffering that is caused from that. And it's a common theme throughout history because I think it's like probably an important one to tell, and one that seems to occur over and over and over again, regardless of how many times people try to learn their lesson from that. So here you have some of the most powerful people in the world, like probably the most powerful woman, in the world. Maybe with the exception of like an emperor's wife or something, but even she's probably not as specifically as powerful as Cleopatra. And Marc Antony, he's a general, so he's really powerful. And they still went through all these issues. I wonder if they would have committed to the same actions that they did if they knew the ramifications of those actions. I mean, that's a hypothetical question that we'll never know the answer to, but it's just one that I think is kind of a good idea to ponder. I was trying not to say interesting right there, if you notice that. It sparked a war which Octavian's forces easily won in the Battle of Actium. Antony famously fell on his sword when told his lover had killed herself, dying just as news arrived that it was not true. That sucks. Roman troops soon captured Cleopatra, and Octavian wanted to keep her alive to display her as a prize during a victory parade, according to Eilus Roxburgh, the author of Cleopatra vs. the Roman Empire. Refusing to be used, Cleopatra killed herself and is widely assumed to have done so by letting a snake poison her. Dead at 39, she is believed to have been buried with her lover, sparking the more than 2,000-year mystery over the exact location of their tomb. And this is like another video about it being found. I wonder if they've done, or if they do find her tomb, if this actually is her tomb. And this was from last year. But if this is her tomb and they find like her skeleton, that'd be really awesome, because then they could do like that composite animation, whatever, where they like take the skull and they scan in, or then they put all that clay on it and we could see what she actually looked like. That'd be awesome. So yeah, so that's the end of this particular article about Cleopatra. I thought this was really cool. I didn't really hear much about this. I mean, granted, it happened in December of last year, but I just figured I would share that with you, give my my thoughts about Cleopatra, Marc Antony, and that really fascinating time of history that occurred between those two. So she definitely knew how to make an entrance, and her charisma and her, I guess, capacity for reaching for the stars, if you will, was only surpassed perhaps by like Caesar himself. And so that's another common occurrence, is that individuals that are striving for such I don't even know what the word would be, like they're striving to get the most out of life as they can. And so it's like that analogy of like the I guess the candle that burns the fastest burns the quickest, or something like that. I totally butchered that, but I sometimes think about these people and then the lives they've lived, and like even if it's only for 40 years or so, that the amount of things that they accomplished and what they did in their life is, especially for the time frame that they lived in, is just amazing. So yeah, I guess I'll try to do some research and see if they actually done some more investigation into this tomb to see if this really was hers. But well, thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to get some more videos out about interesting and cool topics. And until next time, take care.